Hello everyone, today I wanted to talk to you about the effect of the coronavirus on our students and how we can minimise their emotional turmoil and trauma over this whole thing. Here in Australia, our schools are still open. It's been such an emotional roller coaster for everybody everywhere, but I guess in a way we're lucky to be in front of our students every day because we can sort of see what's happening with them, and I've noticed that they are just really struggling with this whole thing emotionally. Not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing if schools are going to close and when they're going to close if they do close, and feeling unsafe and at risk. So today I just wanted to talk about 3 things that I have done and that you can do too if you're still at school to just help your students cope. First of all, make sure that you inject an attitude of positivity and fun into your lessons, as I'm sure you already do. The way that I do this is that I still greet my students at the door, and I have music pumping, especially for roll call first thing in the morning. I have some nice, bright, happy music playing and try and get them to sort of sing along and stuff like that. I think just taking stock of your own emotions, and I think having a really cheery disposition really helps kids at this time. The second thing is to be really clear about what your remote teaching plan is going to be. I've already told all of my classes what the plan is going to be for me to communicate with them and to provide online lessons for them if the need arises. So I've told all of my students that we're going to be operating on Google Classroom like we always do anyway, but that I'll be providing extra videos and the possibility of doing an online sort of webinar style forum as well. The issue, of course, is that not every student has access to the internet. So I've talked to my students about what expectations I will have of them. The difficulty with this whole thing is though that if we do close, we don't know how long we're going to be closed for. So how much material do we provide in the hard copy format? It's a real unknown, but to be as clear and as honest as possible with them, I think is really, really important, and to tell them that they're not going to be like left alone and that there's still going to be a community sort of approach with them as far as a class goes. And honestly, Google Classroom is the best way to do that. I think I just love Google Classroom so much. If you're totally new to Google Classroom, you don't know anything about it, but you're interested in finding out more, check out this video up here that I've done, which is a tutorial for Google Classroom for absolute beginners. It takes you through step by step what you need to do to set it up. The third thing that I would say is to provide a lot of reassurance for your students. They are consuming a lot of mainstream media. They have got their parents talking to them as well, and their peers talking to them about all these catastrophic events that could occur. Try to be very real with them and tell them what your personal experience is and what how you plan to tackle this for your own family and for your own life, and also demonstrate good hygiene practices, like have your hand sanitizer there. I share my hand sanitizer around with my students and remind them about good hand washing techniques. I have allowed a bit of time in class for question and answer, for kids to have the space to voice their concerns and worries, and doing that is really beneficial because it makes you realize a lot of misinformation that they have. So it's a good chance for you to reassure them and get them to look at some of the facts. It's a good opportunity for you to teach them how to discern between fake news and solid information, and how to analyze that and how to apply it to their own lives. Like I said before, at the time of filming this video, which is the 21st of March 2020, Australian schools are still open. We don't know how this week is going to unfold. Last week was quite emotional. I think it's really important to remind students of the constants that they have in their life, the things that they can rely upon, the people who they can rely upon, and try to give them some positive outlook for the future. I know my Year 12 students have just been devastated because they are faced with the possibility that their HSC might be disrupted. And those in the Northern Hemisphere, you are so much closer to the end of your year, so they are looking at losing their prom and their end of year activities and all of that stuff, which is devastating for them. Our guys are a little bit more fortunate because we've only just started our school year, so we're looking down the track for them. Their school year ends in sort of October, November. So hopefully, touch wood, the world will be free of this by then. I don't know, but they have been spoken to about some different possibilities for their future, and they're taking that with great difficulty. So I think it's really important to spend time reassuring them about the things that they can rely upon, the things that are not cancelled, the things that are still available, the things that are free, and as we forge this new weird reality. We've been provided with some links and some information for online learning or remote learning or whatever I don't even know, what do we call it, what's the proper name. I plan to make a lot of video content for my students. If any of my US friends who are watching have any tips for me, because you guys have been closed for over a week now, you would have come across some troubleshooting things that maybe might help me. So put it in the comments if you can think of anything that you wish you knew before you closed. Stay healthy, look after yourself, try to stay positive, try not to consume too much social media. Like, it's just this COVID-19 thing is just bombarding us, and I think it's good to sort of, get outside if you're allowed to. I don't know, are you even allowed to go outside? We're allowed to go anywhere at the moment except for Tasmania. No, we can go to Tasmania. We just have to self-isolate for 14 days if we go. Do something fun, do something that you enjoy. Try to retain the joy in your life. That's my message to you. Retain the joy. And apart from that, teach well, live well, and be well. At the time of recording this video, which is the 22nd of March, if you're new to it, if you've never used it before, if you're new to it, if you've never used it before, you can check out this video which I made, which is like a beginner's tutorial, which is a beginner's tutorial for people who don't know anything about Google Classroom.